referred as EFL, teaching of English as foreign language. English as a foreign language. So various terms are there. Our purpose is that we want to teach English. Uh, by that way, how to teach English? Right now, you are learning English, how to teach English. So, um, certain things should be kept in mind. Here, nowadays, people are talking lot of things regarding English language teaching. Basically, English is to be taught to foreign students or those whose language is not mother tongue. First of all, keep in mind, we want to teach English to those students whose mother tongue is not English, or you can say those students who are having English as the second language, or you can say English as the foreign language. So first of all, keep audience in mind. To who are we teaching? To who are we talking about English language? So this is very clear. English language teaching to foreign students or to those whose language is not English as the mother tongue. And first question comes to in our mind, why we want to teach English language, and uh, what way can we teach English to those students? Nowadays, talking about English language uh, has become very much popular. Lots of discussions, debate among students and teachers in universities, in conferences, seminars out of the universities, in various academic forums. Things are talked about English language. The present scenario of the world also requires thinking about English language. We have various trends in our countries, as well as we watch other trends in the country where contrary things to learning English may come. In our country, some people favor learning it and some people are against it. But we all know that such kind of debates, whether in favor or against, will always help us. Uh, we will come to know ideas of the people, what are the things in their mind, and that way it will bring some um, path. That way it will bring some solution of some difficulties. So no matter when such discussions are going on, it's a very good sign, it's a healthy sign that people are talking about English language. But thing is that why we talk about English language, which way literature should be taught, and rather why we should teach literature to teach English. So that is the basic question. The first question comes into our mind, when we want to teach English, why literary texts? Why they should be selected? What is the purpose behind them? This question needs some explanation. When we started learning English, you know that some communication skills came before us, and for that we learned English. So English language texts, literary texts, they serve the purpose to learn basic skills. So for technical things, you can say these literary texts are selected, and we want to teach language through that particular text. What are the basic skills? Reading, writing, speaking, and listening. These are the four basic skills, and to teach them to the students, we need literary texts, and through them you can give examples or you can provide some of the uh, things which the students can pay attention to. So this is very basic thing to teach some of the communication skills. Literary texts are selected. Another thing is that linguistic area, or you can say structural things. in composition of literary text to be pointed out. It means when we select a text, rather than its communication skills, we also want to pay attention to other things. And that is related to learning some of the linguistic aspects. It means we have to pay attention to grammatical items, syntax, context, uh, tenses, the uses of a particular moods, then verb patterns, sentence patterns, how meaning has come out, how meaning is direct or how meaning is hidden out, what are the things that the particular author has used. So literary patterns as well as grammatical patterns are kept in mind. So to teach these students that look, this is the essay or this is the poem where you will come across certain types of nouns, certain types of adjectives, or certain types of verbs, and to point them out, literary texts you have to select. So this is basic thing when we are talking about teaching of English language. Basic skills as well as grammatical skills to be kept in mind. Now, there are various ways that how to do this. What are the purposes? How we can do this of selection the text? What will be things that kept in mind that we will come to know? So when we select a literary text, we will keep into mind four main reasons. Remember to write down the answer. You mention these four things. Number one is it's a valuable authentic material. You have to see whether the text has valuable authentic material. Second thing is cultural enrichment, and third thing is language enrichment, and fourth is personal achievement. We will talk each of them in a separate way. Along with these four values, there are other things also. For example, you may have some reasons. These are the reasons that can help the text. Its universality, or it's a concern with the person's experiences, literature's non-triviality, personal relevance, variety, interest, and other things. So let us learn one by one how literary texts will help us. Basic thing. So first basic thing is literature provides valuable authentic material. Three words there are. Literary text is a material. Number two, it is authentic material. And number three, valuable material. How can we understand them? You know, literature is a kind of a text which provides a documentation of particular time. The writer has given a mirror, a picture of a life. So what sort of life is involved there? It brings a material to understand the ideas of the people, mindset of the people, I mean attitudes, behavior, certain experiences, the way they speak, the way they use certain reference and contexts. To put all these things before a student, you require a text. And a text that is written well, then it would be presented as a model. So it serves, you can say, uh, a kind of a valuable text material. When the reader or the learner reads it, he will come across various experience of the character. He would be put against some of the things which the characters face in their day-to-day life, or you can say what sort of language efficiency the character has, what sort of background he possesses, in which context particular things are taking place. So, the reader, the learner, passes through experiences of the character. There is a journey from the beginning to end with the character, and it takes the learner various ways, various experiences, various linguistic experiences, various challenges in the linguistic terms, all the way we go deep into the character's mind, and that way it brings before us some of the linguistic aspects as well as literary aspects. For example, a text will provide basic understanding how one person communicates in his depression, how one person listens when he is happy, or how he is an active learner or passive learner in certain situations, how one uses his body language, his language in particular occasions, celebrations. So basic concepts will also be utilized, as well as how one is enriched with his background to cultivate the language, to use the language. And for that, literary text will be very much helpful. So when we select a text, it means you are giving a model to a learner. So we have to be very careful what sort of linguistic thing we want to teach them, what sort of experience you want to give them, what basic things, whether the particular text is meant for a writing skill, or whether the particular text is meant for speech or listening thing. Let me make you more clear about it. Suppose you want to teach speaking skills, then a play of Shakespeare can be very much helpful, because ultimately drama can be very much helpful for speaking skills. But out of many dramas, you can select particular one also, where you find various nuances, various ways of speech, and then providing the specific example. You will show the students that, look, this is how one person has spoken, look, this is how he has used the language, look, this is the way the tones have been changed. One particular drama comes into my mind, and that is Julius Caesar, where the speeches of the characters, Julius Caesar and Antonio, how one particular language is used. It seems to be very simple one, but the meaning is something different. And the effect in the beginning of the speech of Antonio, when he stabs his friend, and then we come to know how effect at the end of the speech is there. Brutus kills Caesar, and Antonio gives the speech. Basic skill, that is speech, you have kept in mind, and you selected one particular text. So, and then linguistic things are also there. So that is how the play of Shakespeare, or you can say any text that gives us some valuable authentic material. Second thing, cultural enrichment. Ultimately, we do not want to make any reader or any learner linguistically perfect. Language can be learnt, but language is the medium. We also wish to make a person a human being. We want to improve one's sensibilities. There are many things to be taught to a learner, and we wish that he is full of human values. He is compassionate, he should become fearless, he should have love for other people, or how one reacts to one's social customs, what are the traditions of city life, or how people in the villages live, how one people react into particular seasons, in particular occasions, what are the historical things, cultural things. So background of particular texts and particular experience of the characters in that particular text can give us. So cultural background will open before a learner, and through that he would also get updated. He will learn how to react, how to talk, how to stand against the difficulties. Uh, Moreover, there is also benefit that how particular people of a particular country behave in a certain situation, and how some people react in some geographical areas. If we talk about only one thing, that is valor, courage, then you will think that what about courage, how it is related to culture. But even this a small thing, culture, uh, courage, you'll be surprised that in terms of courage, if we read various books, then we are amazed. All people seem to be very courageous, but when we read the history of the world, when we come across many literary texts, uh, we think that certain people, they are more courageous. Some people are very timid, some are very weak, some people at given certain time they are very powerful, some people at the time of showing the bravery may be very weak. Why this? Maybe cultural background, maybe geographical condition. It has been seen that where the life is very simple, where there is no struggle in the life, then there is no such kind of a zeal to show the courage. We Gujarati people, we are having very simple life, and we don't have so much struggle, and that's why we have found out that mm, from Gujarat, people don't go for army or the life of soldier, but mostly you see the people from Punjab and the hilly areas are there because they suffer such kind of a hard life. Why I say all these things? Because I want to say that literary texts teach a learner various cultural views, various historical aspects of a particular time. As he reads it, he will come to know that these literary works can give him understanding of a life. The purpose, we know that basic purpose of literature is to uh, teach mankind. Horace has talked about it, utile and dulls. These are the two words he has used. So sweetness as well as teaching, moral purpose. And that is how one particular reader, learner of one country will come across the cultural aspects of the another country. We are the Indian people, we do not know how carols are sung, how they celebrate a particular festival, Easter, what are the exact ways when they go to a graveyard, what are their particular customs when a child is born, what things they do in day-to-day life. It's only a simple thing that we imagine or we read and we come to know, or when we see the film and we come to know. So if we read some of the literary texts, for example Jane Austen's novels, we read, we will come to know how people lead their life in rural areas, how marriages are arranged, how those people fall in love, and how they see the things in day-to-day life. Jane Austen's novels present before us particular picture of a country life in a particular time. So cultural aspects uh, are there, and we have to select uh, what we want to teach them. For example, uh, in your MA, you are learning various movements, Renaissance movement, then Victorian novel, and 18th century dramas. Why we teach this? Because ultimately our purpose is that you, the reader, learner, should come to know, be acquainted with particular time. There is a picture that comes into our mind that English people led the life in that particular area in this way. When we talk about Elizabethan period, we come to know that the life was at its full. Happiness, gallantry, bravery, imagination, happiness everywhere, sweetness pervades